Welcome to the Barclay Radebaugh Show, sponsored by Cruise Chevrolet. Kevin O'Rourke, joined by Charleston Southern head coach Barclay Radebaugh, as the Bucks prepare for their final week of regular season play. Wednesday at the Buck Dome, Senior Day against Gardner-Webb, and then Saturday at rival Coastal Carolina as the Big South tournament gets set to begin March 5th up in Conway. But first, recapping what was probably a bit of a whirlwind of a week for you. 4 games in 7 days. 3 and 6 days on the road, and you get 2 wins and a good one Saturday, hopefully to take some momentum forward.
Sure, it was an NBA week for us. We had an NBA schedule where we were at home and then on the road for 3 straight. And we were gone a lot, and I thought our guys responded well, certainly at the end of the week with a really quality win against Presbyterian.
86-47, the final at PC, kind of dominated that game start to finish. A lot of energy, it seemed like, from the opening tip. Did that impress you, being your 4th game in 7 days?
Yeah, I was really, we spent a lot of time in Clinton in the hotel together just talking about why we play. And I put the word why up on the board, and why are we playing this game? What is the reason that we're playing this game? And, I thought they responded very well to the why, and that we want to make a late season run. We want to do it for each other. We want to do it to represent our university well. We want to fight, and these guys decided that the season wasn't over, and the roller coaster ride that we have been on can certainly turn into an exciting downhill ride. We've been going up the roller coaster and struggling to get to the top of the mountain, and maybe now we can enjoy some of the fruits of those labors.
So a 2-2 week for Charleston Southern. Mentioned the win Saturday against PC. First, we'll go back, take a look at some highlights from last Saturday's game against Winthrop. 84-64 win for the Bucks, and it was a Winthrop team that had beaten you by 17 up at Rock Hill, and you really did a good job containing them defensively.
Certainly impressed with how well our guys played on the defensive end, how hard they worked, and it was fun seeing them work like that, seeing them work together as a team, seeing us execute. And their Saad's maybe the last game he'll play this season, and certainly nice to have him. Not the Saad Nimley that we know, but he played with a lot of guts and a lot of courage. Great pass back to Paul there, and when Paul gets his feet set, he's really a terrific 3-point shooter.
A couple of threes from the same spot for Gomer kind of gets the Bucks going early. Winthrop able to keep pace most of this first half, made some shots in the first half, but a lot of them were contested, and second half they struggled offensively.
Yeah, they really did, and credit our guys with that. We found a pretty good game plan and a pretty good way to play them, and I was thankful for our guys' effort, and I'm sure that was something that we can continue to build on.
CSU shot 57% for the game. You saw Arlon Harper knock down a 3 there. He led the way with 17 points and another balanced scoring effort. 5 players in double figures. Winthrop able to hang in the game here in the first half, but that balanced scoring has been something you've been able to count on pretty much all season.
Yeah, when we shoot 57%, we're going to be tough to deal with, and particularly if we can get a good effort on the defensive end. And here you're seeing a lot of defensive transition. Winthrop is so athletic and so explosive at those guard positions. It really, the defensive effort starts in defensive transition and getting back and getting your back to the baseline and seeing what's coming at you and working together as a team. On makes, we want to pick up our man. On misses, we just want to defend the rim. And so sometimes that can lead to some mismatches or some bad matchups, and then you got to communicate your way out of that. Great finish here by Matt to end the first half, and we took a lot of momentum into the locker room. Really pleased with our first half.
9-2 run by CSU puts the Bucks up by 12 at halftime. They score the first 5 of the second half, and then Arlon Harper kind of helps put it away for you with a kind of personal 8-0 run.
I mean, it was really terrific, and that was a big part of our game for them to come out and to get, have a nice little run and to reestablish themselves, and then we're right back where we want to be. And Arlon's such an aggressive player, and he's been battling through some significant injuries, and I just really respect the effort that he's given his team.
Arlon had 3 and a layup. You saw him find Sheldon Strickland for a 3 from the corner. Winthrop able to hang around for a bit, but the Bucks would lead by as many as 23 and really put the game away late and finish the way you'd like to.
Oh, well, certainly, and here's that running rebounder we like, and we're a 4-round-1 motion team, and we love when our guys can run and rebound to the rim. We feel like that may give us an advantage that we really like, and certainly a good play by Saad and Cedric, and the screen and roll action has been really good to us, and we put a big emphasis on it the last part of the season. Certainly without Saad playing significant minutes, we've had to adjust offensively.
84-64 win for CSU. You mentioned Sal didn't play the last 2 games of last week. Where does he stand going forward?
Well, he's day to day. He's back in the doctor's office last night and is again there today getting a second MRI. And we're very prayerful that we can have him for the tournament. He's certainly one of the most explosive guards in the country, and we've had to really retool what we do offensively without him.
So Charleston Southern, an 84-64 winner over Winthrop. Bucks then went on the road for 3 straight. We'll take a look at the highlights from the High Point and UNC Asheville games after this. You're watching the Barclay Radebaugh Show, sponsored by Cruise Chevrolet. Welcome back to the Barclay Radebaugh Show, presented by Cruise Chevrolet, where you always have a friend in the car business. Kevin O'Rourke alongside Barclay Radebaugh. We took a look at some highlights as CSU upended Winthrop by 20 at home and then began a 3-game in 6 days road trip. Started at High Point, and a good High Point team that is tied for first in the North Division. Knew it would be a challenge, and it's a game he got down, then fought back in the second half, just couldn't quite get over the top. Yeah,
they're a terrific High Point team, and they've really done a great job coaching that team. They've had some injuries also, and they've responded very well. They're very aggressive and athletic, and we fought. I was pleased with it. We fought. It was a 1-possession game with 30 seconds to go, and we scrapped and battled and got our way back into the game, and certainly didn't give up in any shape, form, or fashion. I was just real proud of our effort.
Charleston Southern, as you're seeing, led by as many as 4 in the early going. Did a pretty good job on John Brown, especially in the first half, just 1 of 7, a guy averaging 20 and 8, but the 3-point shot for Winthrop, particularly Devontae Wallace, was what did the job for them.
Yeah, no doubt. And High Point is such a good 3-point shooting team, and then to have John Brown inside, it's a really lethal combination that they have, and they're tough to defend. And it just shows you when you can establish a post game how many open looks you're going to get from 3. And High Point is very good strategically to take advantage of that. And you can see Sa just trying to play, and we didn't play him in the second half. He just didn't have the mobility and the quickness that he usually has, and certainly affected him a lot. There's a tough turnover right there, tough transition, and High Point gets a 3 out of it. Usually when you take a bad shot or you have a live ball turnover, it really affects your defensive transition because of the numbers that the offense is able to get.
Teams here early in the second half kind of trading threes, kind of kept the deficit around 7 to 10. Bucks hit 11 threes in this game. Matt Kennedy eventually going to kind of lead you back in the game after you get down 14. And Matt, when he's aggressive, has shown he's one of the most efficient scorers in the league.
He really is, shooting close to 50% from 3 and 50% overall. He's had a terrific year shooting the ball.
So see High Point here up by 10. John Brown with a highlight reel dunk, and he can do that. 6'8", 20 points and 8 rebounds averages for the season. But again, made him work for the most part for his points.
Yeah, I thought we defended him well. We chose not to double team him, which is a strategic choice that a number of coaches have made. And if you double him, he's such a good passer out of that. He's an NBA-like passer. And he's an inside-out forward that it causes a lot of problems. And they ran this play late, and that's just a tough 3 late in the shot clock that kept them, at a 7 to 8 point lead. And we just battled. We just battled and battled and battled and got it down to a 1-possession game and had a tough call, an offensive blocking call on Sheldon on a handoff, which is very unusual to see that call when the team switches. And High Point was in there switching man-to-man, and usually you can't block a guy, you can't block his progress when there's a switch. Because when they do switch, he's just concerned about guarding you rather than fighting through the screen. So, but that's how it goes, and when you have to battle back so hard, and we had to work so hard to get back in the game, and you leave yourself with a slim margin for error.
76-70 High Point, the final. Road trip continues. You go to Asheville, practice there on Tuesday. Wednesday, play an Asheville team that came back on you here at the Buck Dome. And unfortunately for you guys, really, we'll see a look at the first half highlights here. You're up 3 in the first half, despite not shooting the ball well. Rebounding did a good job, but then kind of fell apart late in the half and early in the second half.
Yeah, just that late. They went on a 19-1 run late in the first half, and those things that affects you, and that where the snow game, the High Point snow game, really helped us prepare for Winthrop, and we played so well against Winthrop. On the backside, it's very difficult to play your 3rd game in 5 days, and 2 of them are on the road. So our philosophy has been no excuses. We didn't even talk about fatigue. We talked about giving a great effort, and I thought we got off to a little bit of a tough start, and then in the second half, whittled down a substantial UNC Asheville lead to 8 points with the ball.
As you're seeing, Charleston Southern got up 23-20 in the first half. Asheville ends up taking a 19-point halftime lead, and saw a lot of Andrew Rousey in the first game, and he didn't shoot the ball real efficiently. Jerron Lane had a good game for them, and this late first half run really put the game in their favor.
Yeah, that was tough. They executed very well, and again, the power of having an inside presence. Cunningham is just a terrific fifth-year senior at 6'10", 250 pounds. He just gives them a lot of inside power, and now you have to decide. That's why you see so few NBA teams double, because at the NBA level they have such proficient shooters, and Asheville has put that together also with the addition of Rousey.
Rousey with a three-pointer there gets the Asheville lead to 23. They led by as many as 25. Sheldon Strickland knocks down a three there. He had 18 of his 26 points in the second half, and you're still down 23, as we're going to see here shortly, down 24 after this shot, but you fight back. A quick 14-0 run gets you back in the game.
You know, we've been on both sides of this. You know, we've had so much success the last couple years that you know, we've mostly been the team up with a 20-point lead, and we know how teams have fought back against us, and those are the teams that we respect, and we wanted to be respected. We didn't want to allow this thing to get out of hand, and we wanted to fight back and put a good showing on in the second half, and our guys did that. And to take that lead and to get it down to 8 points was something that was really, we were able to build on for the Presbyterian game.
Will Saunders with a three there. He had 14 points in the game. Strickland with one of his 5 threes, and his three-point shot from last year to this year has really been a remarkable improvement.
Wow, he's had a great second half of the season, and certainly one of the highest scoring guards in our league, and he's had to do it with no sub. Basab being out, he's just had to pretty much play 37, 38 minutes a game, and he's just had a really fine second half of the season and a fine CSU career.
You mentioned the Bucks getting the lead down to 8. You're going to see it right here as Matt Kennedy hits that fadeaway jumper, and that mid-range game has been excellent for him all year. Asheville got a bucket their next possession to get over the top, but as you said, probably learned something about your team in that game. Third game in 5 days, down 24, but he didn't quit.
No, I saw some guys fight, and I was so impressed. I told the media after the game, it's as proud as I've been of this team, because we were in such an adverse situation with some injuries and some travel and some 3 games in 5 days. Our guys could have just caved in and not battled back, but they extended the energy. They gave the energy that it takes to fight, and they showed the character that it takes to fight. And that's something that's really important, not just for this basketball game against Asheville, but for the rest of their lives.
Energy was evident on Saturday against Presbyterian. Bucks, an 86-47 win. We'll take a look at some highlights after that and preview the final week of the regular season after this. You're watching the Barclay Radebaugh Show, sponsored by Cruz Chevrolet. Welcome back to the Barclay Radebaugh Show, sponsored by Cruz Chevrolet. Kevin O'Rourke alongside Charleston Southern head coach Barclay Radebaugh, and talked about the Presbyterian game before the break, and you go up there on Saturday, ending that 3-game road trip, and you really performed well across the board.
Yeah, the Presbyterian has been playing very well, beating Asheville at home, and then tied with Gardner-Webb on the road with a minute to go, and ended up losing that in a close contest. And our guys came to play. I was really excited about their performance. I was excited mostly about their approach to this game. Sometimes a Saturday game at the end of a long road trip can be very difficult, and I was just so impressed with our execution and the way that we played, and just really pleased with our effort.
CSU never trailed in this game. Sheldon Strickland hits a 3 to open the scoring. Guys shot the ball really well again, particularly in the second half, 55%. And really the most remarkable thing about the game in some respects was nobody reached double figures till about the 10-minute mark of the second half, and you're up 30.
Yeah, and a lot of it came on the defensive end, and Presbyterian has a real distinct way that they like to play, and Downey is such a dominant guard in our league, and Dillard, for a freshman, has really had a good second half, and our guys really took them out, with Dillard going 1 for 8, 1 for 7, and Downey made 8 buckets, but it took him 22 attempts to get to that 8th made bucket. And so we felt like our guys did a terrific job, and here you're seeing really sound offensive execution, the ball changing sides of the floor multiple times and multiple ball screens all in the same possession. And we just feel like when that happens, it gives us a major advantage. And there's Ollie getting low and stealing the ball and then dribbling down and making a nice layup. when Will Saunders makes shots like that, Kev, we're tough to deal with because it stretches the floor so wide that it gives Strickland and those guys an opportunity to really penetrate and pitch.
Paul Gomer with a nice offensive rebound in the corner three. You guys really did a good job on the offensive glass. 13 offensive rebounds, outscored them 21-2 in second chance points, and that really helped you pull away.
Well, it's just a good effort when you shoot 50% and still get 13 offensive rebounds, because that's a great effort, because there's less opportunities for offensive rebounds when you're making half of your shots. So we felt great about that. Really pleased with Ty's performance. He's really coming on late in his freshman year, and we're just so excited. Just a savvy play here to control that ball and to tip it out to Matt and to have the presence. It really tells you about Ty's basketball IQ, and with a great summer of work in the weight room with Chad, he's going to really be a force to be dealt with in the Big South next year.
Taekwon Bain, a career-high 8 points against Winthrop, and then again Saturday against Presbyterian. Like you said, really seems to have a nice knack and a feel for the game. Bucks pretty much dominated this game throughout. PC able to get to, I think, around 22 here, but you guys get a big run toward the end of the game, and it was Will Saunders with 3 threes that helped finish them off. And if Will can get on a little hot stretch, that'd certainly be a good thing for you guys.
Yeah, he really makes our offense click with his outside shooting, and he's really improving on his ball handling. And where we've been most impressed is his defensive improvement. He's really had to work on that because of the stature, the size of his body. He's not a real muscular guy, and he's having to battle against some really strong guys, and he's doing a good job. We've really been pleased with his progress, and we're real excited about what he's going to bring us next year.
Ball finds him there, wide open shot, and when he gets it going, he's going to make them more often than not. 5 of 8 from 3 in this one, 8 of 15 his last 2 from downtown, and Bucks just poured on in the second half. And you mentioned defense to offense, and you saw that a lot in this game.
Oh yeah, and a great find by Arlon. He's such a good open court player. When he's able to find and we get in a broken floor situation, there's not many guards better than Arlon Harper.
86-47, Charleston Southern the final score there. Saunders' 5th and final 3 of the night gave the Bucks a 40-point lead, and then Bakari Copeland, a freshman, comes off the bench here. He gets a bucket as well, and got some guys off the bench too to get some time late in the game.
Yeah, it's nice to get those guys some time. They work so hard in practice, and they deserve to get to play, and it's unusual in February to be able to give those guys that many minutes, but we'll take advantage of it and got our guys on the bench and really able to enjoy the last 3 minutes of the game, and it's just a good finish to a tough week.
Sunday, probably a much needed day of rest, I would think, and now the preparation for a good Gardner-Webb team tied for the South Division lead, a team you beat by 2 in Boiling Springs. Going to be a good one on Wednesday night.
It's going to be a great game, and we're so excited for the opportunity to potentially send our seniors out with a bang. And we played really well up at Gardner-Webb. It's a tough place to win. I don't think a CSU team had ever won there, and so we went in and were able to play well and win a close game and executed well down the stretch, made some shots, and we're very thankful for that win, and certainly looking forward to playing a very, very good Bulldog team who has positioned themselves to win the South Division.
78-76, Charleston Southern was the final score. Bucks got up big in the first half in the first meeting, kind of back and forth in the second. Arlon's late shot sends you guys over the top. But Wednesday, in addition to the game, senior night, you mentioned the seniors, 6 of them, and a class that has done a lot of winning for you guys. Just talk about their contributions and trying to send them out on a winning note.
Well, I think it's read somewhere, and probably one of your notes, that it's the second winningest group, 4-year group that we've ever had here in the history of the school. And they got a championship under their belt. They helped put up a banner, and it's going to be an emotional night. Those are guys that have sacrificed for 2 or 4 years and have really given a lot of their lives to CSU basketball. And certainly I would anticipate that the CSU fans and students want to come out and send them out with a packed Buck Dome house and just a live atmosphere, and just to honor our seniors. It's really important to me that we play well in this game and that we send these seniors out in a first-class fashion.
And then you go at Coastal Carolina on Saturday leading up to the Big South tournament. So talked a lot about the last couple weeks, getting the momentum going into the tournament, and hopefully that's something that can come to fruition this week.
Yeah, a couple great things about that. We played well against Coastal the first game, and Coach Ellis has really righted that ship and has them heading in the right direction. And then an opportunity to play in the Coastal Carolina arena before the before the tournament is just going to be a big advantage for us, and we're really thankful for the opportunity to go to Coastal late.
So Charleston Southern home against Gardner-Webb Wednesday night. Again, Senior Day, 7:30 tip at the Buck Dome. Make sure to get there early as the Bucks send off their 6 seniors, and then Saturday they wrap up the regular season at Coastal Carolina. For Barclay Radebaugh, my name is Kevin O'Rourke. Thanks for watching the Barclay Radebaugh Show, sponsored by Crew Chevrolet.